Well, here we go. Another episode of Adam Interviews, and I'm happy to say that I am officially running the board right now. So if there are any mistakes, I want you to blame Eric Snitil. That's because he's joining me to talk about, you guessed it, Pokemon Go. So before I bring Eric in here, I want to preface this by saying that this is all my fault, or rather it's my son's fault, because he found out about Pokemon Go and got me involved, and it's a perfect father-son operation. It turns out we've had a few coworkers who did it, and then Eric came in and he had zero hobbies. And he thought, well, why don't I try this? And he has surpassed us all. And with that, I'm going to bring in, look at you. Hello.
Oh, that's me.
That's you. You know what? That. Let's do a double box. Now you see me and you and you and me.
You told me we were going to talk about hurricanes, and you also promised me candy, and there are neither of those things happening.
The candy can come later. I don't know about the hurricanes. All right, so Pokemon Go, I've actually been wanting to do something. You and I have talked about this because every time there's an event, we go to the Memorial Art Gallery or somewhere else, and it is a community thing. I know people, a lot of people say, isn't that thing that started like 10 years ago and blah, 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 but there is a community out there.
There's a huge community out there. And those bigger days that you're referencing, I mean, we're into thousands of people that are out there still doing this 10 years after the fact.
And it's those who are still doing it are as avid, if not more so, than they used to be.
Yeah. Or bored.
Or bored.
Yeah.
Yeah. So why don't we start with this? For those who don't know, why don't you kind of describe what Pokemon Go is beyond just it's that weird thing that people do while they walk around?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's not an inaccurate way of describing this too. So, I mean, you're gonna have to help me with it's like a virtual kind of reality deal where you go around and you're trying to catch these Pokemon that obviously they're not real, but they show up in this virtual reality kind of environment where your world recognizes where you are. It's using mapping to know where you are, where you're going, and it kind of plots as you go through this in real life. You know, you're going through this fake world and you're trying to catch these things for different reasons. People do different kind of facets of the game. I know Isaac is different sometimes than kind of where I play some of this, but we got some folks in the newsroom who literally just want to catch all of them.
And that's the ultimate goal, right?
That's what they say. You got to catch them all.
Right. And so it's not virtual reality. It begins with an A. What is it? It's AR. So it's
augmented reality.
Thank you,
there you
Sean
go.
Bowerman, the producer, standing by to make sure I don't mess up here. Augmented reality, and essentially what it does is it takes the world that you live in geographically, and so it does follow you. So I mean, take that for what it's worth, and then it builds a different world around. And I think we're going to see, and we'll talk more about Pokemon Go in just a second, Eric, but I think we're going to see more of augmented reality through the meta glasses, through all of these different stuff, where you're going to be able to, while you're talking, put bunny ears on Eric Snitil as you're talking to him, and that's what you see just to entertain yourself.
I mean, I think we're already in that facet technology-wise, that some of that's already starting to trickle into our reality. So yeah, Pokemon Go feels like it was maybe a little bit at the forefront of some of this at a very basic level.
Right.
And it's still kind of held true to that. And I think it's still relevant enough that, you know, people are okay with that. I
think so. And those who have been playing maybe will be a bit more accepting when it does come down the road. I don't know whether it was a feature all the way around, but I think 2 years ago, there's actually an AR switch on Pokemon Go, and it actually puts the Pokemon where you are.
Yeah.
So if you're in front of a desk or something like that, the Pokemon could be like hiding behind the desk.
Yeah. Yeah. We're going to be able to do that with you and I. We're not going to be in the newsroom for our newscast. It's just...
Yeah, we'll be at the MAG playing Pokemon
That's
Go.
Right. Yeah.
All right, beginners. So you download Pokemon Go, and you can start on your level 1, and you can go all the way up to level 50, which is crazy, especially when you realize what level 50 is. When you start off, what do you recommend if if they're going to watch this and say, I want to try this out? What do you suggest?
Probably YouTube videos is a good place to start, because there's a lot of... You know, I think a lot of people just get into this for the nostalgia of what Pokemon used to be, you know, especially in the 90s, even our generation, that was still something that was relevant. But, you know, depending on how deep you want to take yourself into Pokemon Go, you can turn it into just a casual thing that you're just having some fun to pass the time. But there's a lot of it that's also strategic. There's a lot of mathematics, believe it or not, that's involved with some of this. There's elements of the game that are, you and I have spoken about are a lot like chess, where you're having to make decisions at a very fast pace to beat somebody else who's trying to do the same thing here to you. So it's an interesting layered kind of pyramid with how they've structured this, where it's a game that can appeal to people at its very most basic level of just a game you can download on your phone to pass the time, but also something that, if you're interested in strategy kind of games, you could have some fun with that too.
Yeah, because there's basically games within the games. There's the general catch game where you just go and catch Pokemon, and then there are battles that you can do, and there are leagues for the battles. And the amount of strategy that goes into it, and Eric, you have kind of really gotten into that. And so the different Pokemon that you can get, and then try and perfect those Pokemon, and that can take a long time.
Yeah, and I'm still not there, but it's been fun trying.
And for me, look, as a dad who just tries to, bond with his son, and this has been, I have to tell you, an incredible experience, because we could be talking about Pokemon, and then the conversation veers into something more real life, but it provides that open door and also a common language. We'll be talking about it. How many times do you get someone saying when you're talking about, like, are you even speaking English right now? Like, I have no idea what you're saying. And I'm like, really?
Yeah. Yeah. But you know what, though? I'm surprised by how many people play this and pick up on some of that language. Like, I think it's become so much of our culture now that it would surprise you how many folks are kind of immersed in this.
Yeah, no, that is true. And then when you do go out, and this is one of the major points and one of the reasons I've always wanted to have this type of show is because, and I said this in the newsroom just about maybe an hour ago, and Kendra Simpson was listening to me saying she just got Pokemon Go, actually, because she heard about this.
What color team is she on?
Oh, good question. Yeah. I don't know. We got to talk about teams in a second here. But I had said something to the effect of, this transcends communities. So you can be of a different age, different race, different anything, and you go out to the Memorial Art Gallery on Community Day, or Highland Park, I heard, is a big area. The next thing you know, you're the same. I won't say equal footing, because the only thing that separates you are your levels. So you could have an 8-year-old kid who's a level 43, and they're suddenly the professor for a 50-year-old couple that's just starting Pokemon Go, or has even been doing it for a couple of years. So it's an amazing bridge.
It's a unique camaraderie that I'm not sure that I've experienced the same way with anything else but this.
Yeah, I don't know. I suppose
it's kind of wild to say it like that.
Yeah, it is a phenomenal experience, and I sometimes sit back and watch my son talking to these folks that you want to have your kid have a diverse experience growing up, and it's tough in this world where you gotta focus on a sport, or there's this hobby, this camp, you got school. This has provided an excellent outlet to bond, and he's been doing it for so long he doesn't even notice. And it's kind of the magic that I see. Yeah. So just so you know, as we get into terminology here, so yes, you just go out, you can start catching Pokemon with the Pokeballs, and you put them in your backpack, and then you spend a fortune from there. You don't have to spend money. In fact, we have a friend, James Pataglia, who's a coworker, and he actually, I don't think he tries not to spend any money. He's never spent
anything, I don't think.
Yeah, because you can get coins through different things in the game. It just takes time and patience, so something that Eric and I don't have. So we spend money, but as you catch them, the thing that drives me, I think, out of everything are the shinies. I love catching a shiny Pokemon. So let's take a Pokemon, Snorlax. There's a shiny Snorlax out there. It's very difficult to find, and if we finally got one a few months ago. It wasn't a regular one. It was one of the top hat ones. It was bonkers. It's very rare, and so when you find one, it's very exciting. And then you can start to evolve the Pokemon as well. And so eventually what you're going to learn is there are different gyms. This always confuses people when I tell people about the gyms. It's basically just a place at which you can put a Pokemon and battle Pokemon. And they're permanently placed. So we have 2 actually right outside the station, which is awesome. And then you can walk to gyms. So you're going to see packs of people on big days walking to various gyms. And then what happens is once a month they have a community day. In community day they pick 1 Pokemon usually, and then it's an increased chance of getting a shiny. And that's when you really can venture out and gather with people. And Eric, you can work with people too. And that's, I guess, why you go with packs. Yeah, which, it helps you be able to accomplish some of these tasks a little bit quicker. But no, it adds
I guess like a collectability component to this, and you and I are in this world here too. You know, sports cards has blown up since COVID, and it feels like there's a layer of that sometimes with some of this. That even though these things are not tangible assets, you know, they're pretend. You know, that layer of rarity where you play into the mathematics of what are the odds of something and the likelihood of getting something. That collectability component, I think, appeals to a lot of people too. And it's just that next layer on this of, you know, what interests you? Why are you playing with this? And there's multiple facets that can lure somebody in, I suppose.
And I think that that's a wonderful thing for kids because sports card collecting has gotten so ridiculous.
Yeah, it's out of reach.
It's out of reach,
yeah.
Right? And even Pokemon card collecting,
Yeah,
I mean, it's okay,
thing.
but it's still $4 or $5 a pack.
Yeah.
Good luck finding anything cheaper.
Well, and if you get some of the rarer things from those, you're talking thousands and thousands of dollars, and that's real money. Like that's not just, you know, pretend made up stuff.
That's true.
For kids, it's impossible.
Yes. In fact, it's weird. James Battaglia just texted me for some reason, but I don't know if he like senses what's happening here. Yeah, but this is, look, you don't have to buy anything. And for kids, this is a wonderful way to get out there. Of course, you have to say, and this is actually really true. People always joke like, oh, look, don't, you know, be careful when you cross the street. Like, seriously, be careful when you cross the street because you can be buried. And so, by the way, you're going to find some real gamers out there who have 3, 4, 5 phones going at the same time. Eric Snitil, what is up with that? Why do they do that?
I saw somebody at a diner in Webster last winter. It was a community day. So we're over there getting lunch. This woman had to be in her 60s, and I'm being generous. She had 5 devices sitting at this diner. She had 3 phones and 2 iPads. They were all plugged into her little port charger. And she was just sitting there, you know, this is when you know, by the way, that somebody's playing Pokemon Go when they're walking. They're doing this with their finger. That's how you catch these, is you throw the Pokeball with your finger.
That's a curveball.
That's a curveball.
Yeah.
So if you're doing it the right way, that's what they're seeing.
Right.
Or they're a wizard or something else is going on. But more than likely it's Pokemon Go.
Which, by the way, look at the title I gave you.
Oh, I like that. That's way better than Chief Meteorologist.
And by the way, I hit the wrong box. You ready for this? You ready for this? Hey, there's Sean.
Oh, there he is.
All right. Anyway, so you're at the diner at Webster.
Yeah, and the individual that I was with, because I wanted so badly to go up to this woman and just say hi.
Right.
And just be like, you know, this is so cool. Tell me your story. Like, what level are you, kind of a deal. The individual that I was with was not accommodating to me going up to strangers who, you know, have 5 devices at a diner. But I think some of that is kind of the Pokemon Go mentality of that you would just be willing to go up to a random person and engage in conversation.
And it's immediate. There's no small talk like, how are you? Where are you from? It's like, what's your level?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like, that's the first question. Like,
what team you on?
Yeah, what team are you on? What are you trying to catch? Mm-hmm. What do you got today?
You want to trade?
You know what? It's like fishing.
Yeah.
I suppose like a fishing community, you go up and you're like, what are you looking for today? What kind of tackle? You know, like it's probably a similar, like, you know, you're in the same group. The buy-in to this community is immediate.
Should I tell the James Battaglia story about what we did with the outfits that one time?
Oh,
This is still one of my favorite memories from Pokemon Go.
This is going to just show how deep down the rabbit hole we've gone.
So for some context, in this game, you can basically dress your character, which is supposed to be you. So you could buy different outfits and, you know, apparel and all. And again, it's all not real. It's how your character in the game ends up appearing. James, who again does not spend real money, you have to very diligently and vigilantly complete tasks to acquire coins in the game, where they give you a capability of getting it for free. So he spent months accumulating these coins to buy an outfit. And it was his style. It was his own personal outfit. He was so proud of it. So we come in the one day, and you and me and a few other people in the newsroom, we spend real money.
I think it was like $10 or $12.
like we each spent like $15.
Yeah, it was expensive.
And we all bought the exact same outfit and didn't tell him.
Right.
So we show up. We're doing this battle after the 6 o'clock newscast, and it shows all of our avatars in a line.
Right. So when you do a battle, you see whoever you're battling with. You see them, and that would be the first time that James had seen all of us.
And he sees it all, and we've known James for a long time. I've never seen him actually that upset because he knew, well, I can't have this anymore. And he did not find that funny. And we found it hilarious.
But then he tried to turn the tables like, I can't believe you guys would actually spend money to do this. You know. So, yeah, it is amazing. All right. I'm getting, look at, you know what, for that, he's getting the third box again. There he is. I'm getting, all right. He sent me a text saying, y'all whales. So
he said what?
So he got a 3 box for that one. All right, Sean Bowerman, everybody. So the thing about the 50 is it used to be level 40, and level 40 was like the master. If you met a level 40, you didn't even know their name. You're like, you're a level 40, huh? And then they moved it up to level 50. And it's, I mean, I can't believe I see level 50s out in the wild. It's like you'd have to be a part-time job, I would think, to get to a level 50.
Or a full-time job.
Or full-time, yeah, for some people.
So like the way this works with the levels, you know, you go from obviously 1 to 50, but it's not a linear curve.
Right.
So put another way, you know, going from level 1 to 2 is nowhere near the same thing as going from level 40 to 41. So I think I remember reading something, it takes you longer to go from level 41 to 42 than it does to go from level 1 to 40.
Right.
Because it's an exponential, you know, you need a certain amount of points, you know, 1,000.
You can use use the real word.
What is it, experience points, is it?
Yeah, XP.
XP.
Yeah.
So, you know, in the beginning, you can accomplish that in a day.
Right.
I'm on a level right now where it's taken me 2 years to go from 44 to 45, and I'm still not there. And then to go from 45 to 46 is probably going to take me 3 or 4 at the rate you're going.
Yeah. No, it is remarkable, and that's why some people will have the multiple phones, so they use different accounts to feed into the one account.
The strategy.
Which, whatever. I mean, that seems a bit excessive to me.
And the station won't pay for that, by the way. I've tried multiple times.
Well, and that's the other thing, too, is we have had in the past, especially in the pandemic, you know, we had maybe 5 or 6 people, and we would try, hey, is so-and-so here, so-and-so here? All right, we got to go get this because we have the gym near our station. We'd go down the hallway so we could get the free pass rather than have to use the remote one. And we'd all travel together. And people would come out, and they'd be like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah. I mean, just think about that. Like they just watched us at 6 o'clock. We're covering hard-hitting news and severe weather, whatever.
Yeah.
And all these people that you just saw on TV are all in the newsroom right now after that's done doing our battle.
Yeah. Well, you gotta relieve. It's funny. The companies will pay for bonding, you know, outings and things like that. You know, just get us Pokemon. Pokemon Go. And the thing is, now Pokemon is everywhere. So you got the cards, which started it all, and then you've got video games too. I think a lot of people play the Violet, something like that on the
Scarlet and
Violet on Switch. And I think I don't know if it still does, but there is some intermingling. Some things that you get on the Switch stuff you can actually apply to the Pokemon Go.
Yeah, they try to get you immersed in both ecosystems makes financial sense, I suppose.
Yeah. I have to say, my one critique is, you know, I love the game still. They've added a lot, and it's hard for me to keep track. They have the routes now.
They do.
And I don't fully understand the routes. I don't know if you can explain that to me.
Routes are just, I think the original premise of the game, if memory serves here, was an attempt to get people out and more active in the community and exercising more. So at various points here, the game would kind of deviate away from that original strategy, and it kind of felt like with the routes, they tried to bring that back in, where it forces you to have to walk a certain distance. And again, it's geo-mapping you to know you got to start at this point and you end at this point. But it's interesting that was kind of the root of this, was to get people out in the community. So yeah, they've added a lot of things. It's definitely different than what it was when this started 10 years ago. I don't know if you remember this. When I was hired here, I wasn't even playing this.
I remember.
I had started, you know, when it came out I was in Alabama at the time.
Yeah.
And then I had given it up for a few years. I come in, and like the first week I'm here, you're, you know, the ringleader of this in the newsroom.
Which is terrible, because I was the lowest, but I was so excited about it.
So I was like, all right, I guess I'll pick this back up again. And then lo and behold, 6 years later, here we are.
Yeah. And I mean, it has provided for both of us some relief in some very weird times.
Yeah.
And I mean, all video games, I guess, can do that. That's what they're for, is it's an outlet. And this has been a tremendous outlet and, again, a bonding experience for my son and me. Although it is amazing how many beautiful shinies and legendaries I've caught that he claims as his, like, own totally. Like, I'm just the purse.
He names them, too, and he names them real people names, which is one of my favorite parts about Isaac.
So there's one that's Bob. So he was going to be on, but he got a better offer to go to the state fair. By the way, I think it's time to hit up. There he is. Hello. All right. So he got a better offer, went to the state fair. Sean's leaving. He doesn't want any more of this.
Never should have made those buttons.
I know. I'm just pop, 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 pop.
Just turn your camera so it sees him hiding in the corner.
I know. I think I could hit an overhead camera here. All right, let me look for that in a second. But he was going to explain when he took your phone. You're like, oh, you gave him your phone to check something out. And he quickly, while you and I were talking, tried to engineer a trade between himself and you.
Yeah, because Isaac is an intelligent young man.
Yeah.
Where he faltered was his bravado and his enthusiasm for taking my phone, which was a dead giveaway that he had some sinister plans up his sleeve.
You caught him too, right at the last
I was like,
whoa, he would have done it.
He would have done it.
Yeah. You're like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
He would have, yeah.
All right, I think I lightened myself up there. By the way, check this out. There's Sean. All right, sorry.
Look at my shorts, too. You see that?
Actually, I probably should have checked to make sure you're wearing even shorts.
This is after working with John Kutchko for so many years. I just wear shorts everywhere in this building.
His legend lives on.
His legend lives on,
Yeah, Thad Brown does that shorts thing.
Yes.
It's hilarious. How much time do we have, Sean?
You've got 6 minutes.
6 minutes. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. So I will say this. Every once in a while, I think it's once a year, maybe twice a year. I can't remember. They have Go Fest.
Yeah.
And it's the best $15 I spend, hands down, all year. I'm not even joking.
Didn't you go to New York for a part of that?
All right. So here's the thing. Yes. I'm going to go on camera one on this one. This is how good the story is. All right.
Yeah,
so
listen up.
So Go Fest happens everywhere, right? But it's once a year. You buy $15 ticket, and you have an increased chance of catching all these amazing shinies. There's great things in the gyms that you can battle and get. But I forget. Hold on, Eric. What is it? It's still called Go Fest when they have it just in New York City or in one city?
Yeah, it's Go Fest Global versus Go Fest Regional, I think.
All right, you're done. Thank you. So Go Fest, like whatever it is, they have it in like Tokyo and New York City or LA or this. It's like once a year. So we happen to be in New York City at the time. And Isaac's like, we have to do this. So we did. This is why I'm having the show, because what I'm about to describe to you, you think this is just like, a bunch of, a small group of geeks. It's not. Well, okay, the geeks part, I suppose. But the Central Park was packed. They had 60,000 people fly into New York City just for this weekend.
That's a Bills game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's filling up for a Bills game.
Yeah. All right, hold on. There you are. So when I got there, we had people from Australia, California, who came there just for that. They had backpacks on with batteries just to keep their phone going so they could play from sunup to sundown. And then Roosevelt Island was a special part of this where they had to hike over to Roosevelt Island and they could get a special shirt, which is like a real thing.
Yeah.
And then special Pokemon were just on that island.
Yep.
It was batty. So I took one of my friends who had no idea about Pokemon Go. He was awestruck by the level. And again, you get with Isaac's talking about this with this group from Chicago, and he's one of them immediately. It's just it's a weird experience.
You know what I'm doing right now?
What? You're playing Pokemon Go?
Pokemon Go.
Did you catch anything?
I thought it'd be really cool if I could get like a shiny while we were here on this show.
Well, speaking of your ability to get shinies, you have an app that actually. So normally you have to be next to a gym in order to battle something, or you can use a remote raid pass to do something around your area, or if you're invited and some brilliant person applied that aspect to an app. Tell them about that.
So on the app, you can basically take something that's going on a raid from the other side of the planet, in China, and you basically link up with these people through the app, and you can engage in that raid without having to get into a plane and fly to that location in China. So for me, that was probably one of the most helpful things.
You started racking up the good stuff.
Yeah, because when you do it that way, you can, I guess, kind of manipulate and source your way into some better stuff. So yeah, that app was helpful.
It's amazing. And the thing is going to New York City too. Right now, Rochester's good. I think it's it's probably average when it comes to Pokemon Go. When you're in New York City, every type of battle you try to go into, the more people you have, the quicker you can defeat it and then try and capture it. It just saves you time. And 20 people's the max. And if you have 20 people, you'll beat anything like instantly. And here, you would have to be a really big day, go faster,
that's
a
about
big
the only
community
day.
day.
You get that, yeah.
Yeah, and you have to be in the right spot and everything like that. There, it doesn't matter. You get into a gym, boom, it's 20 people.
And they like to put these gyms around, like landmarks and monuments and, important buildings, that kind of thing. And in New York City, that's literally every building. So you have them all over. It's a different world in New York City than in Rochester.
It is. But I'll tell you what, it's a lot of fun here. And
it is fun here.
If you do join, and this Saturday is one of the community days. I don't know what Pokemon is going up. I think you had an inkling.
I think it's it's the one that evolves into Corviknight, which is a good Battle League Pokemon.
Yeah. So that's a big one.
Yeah.
We will be at the MAG. I'll give you a call, let you know when we're going to be there. But hey, join us. I mean, that's the thing. Like, community day at the MAG, it's a party.
Yeah,
it just always is.
It really is. And it's a good way to just get outside and enjoy the day too. And when the weather's nice, like, why not?
Yeah, it's great. It's been a wonderful experience, and I suspect we'll be playing it forever, as long as they keep the game kind of free.
Yeah. I want to get to that level 50, man. I think that would be fun.
Of course, it'll be level 60 by
I
now.
know. What are we going to do with our lives when we get to that level 50 and what's left to build toward?
Oh, boy, I didn't realize you were going to get existential on this one. All right. Let me just see here what I got. Bam. Hey, Sean.
Yeah.
No, just saying hi. All right, no, how much longer do we got? I think this is it. I think we got to wrap it up. Yeah? Wrap. All right. Hey, thanks, buddy. All right. Oh, there you go. There you are.
That's me again.
That's you again. All right. Thank you. I will see you on the news. And I think your show's going to follow this one at 10.
Can I talk about hurricanes after this?
We got to go.
Yeah.
We got to go. Hey. Thanks so much for watching this. If you haven't started Pokemon Go and you want to, I hope that you find the same kind of enjoyment and angst that Eric and I have, and money loss. And it's been great. Anyway, so this is a nice break from our series just to have fun. We're going to do some really fun stuff coming up tomorrow, and then throughout next week, I got some great stuff lined up, especially as we head back to school. I think I'm going to even speak with a hairstylist about the it hairstyles for kids heading back to school, something that I clearly need some lessons on. So, Sean, thank you for your tutelage. So far, so good. I haven't totally thrown this off the rails yet, but there's still 30 seconds. With that, take care. We'll talk soon.
Get the Rochester First streaming app today for everything you love from News 8 On Demand, plus exclusive shows you won't see anywhere else. Search ROC and download for free on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.